Hello, my friends. Hello, my soul family. How are you guys doing?
Hello, beautiful angels. How are you guys doing?
So this message, we're not kidding around, you guys. This has been a very strong ping to make. The galactics are directly involved and they're telling us that this is the most important information that Earth needs right now. And so for everyone watching, please take this as a very friendly heads up from the skies, a very friendly heads up from your beautiful angels, your higher selves, as well as the galactics who are wanting us to share this information as a very, very friendly but serious wake-up call, because Earth's energies are not getting any milder. And right now there's some major changes that humans, that light workers, that ascension workers need to make. And we're going to go through this in this video. It's going to be a comprehensive video. So watch till the very, very end. Even if you're busy right now or you have to pause, make sure you come back to it. This is going to be a reference video for many, many decades to come. We've been told this is a timeless video. So if you're watching now, or in a future now moment, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, this information is still so potent because it simply hasn't, there's a lot of pockets who have talked about this. There's so many pockets, but there's not enough information of all of this coming together. And that's what we've done. And this is just the beginning. We're going to be making a lot more videos like this. So I welcome you, I love you, and I can't wait to get started.
Absolutely. And exactly how EldoRa mentioned, this is one of the most important topics right now because we're being bombarded with such high frequency energies, and the galactics are cautioning us that right now it is critical more than ever before to focus on our physical body, physical health. And this is not just about diet and detoxing. We're going to add some ascension tools that we use, some bodywork therapies that we highly recommend, and we are going to point you to some specific product lines that we personally use and benefited from. So this is not a marketing video in any sense of the term. This is just from our experience and from our hearts to yours for your well-being. And we know there are many experts out there who are experts in this field, so we're in no way, shape or form claiming that we're experts.
In fact, we ask all the experts in this field, in nutrition, any of you guys who've got your masters in nutrition and who've got your, you know more, or you know something that we've missed, please comment, because this is what this is all about.
The intention is to focus on our health as a community and for everybody to educate each other and exemplify the importance of this topic right now.
So do's and don'ts for optimal health. You guys ready? We're just going to start reading it out in the order that this information was received. This information is not new information. We're not channeling new information. This is simply the galactics telling us what information needs to be discussed amongst all else. So we need to come together as a community, a collective, and really prioritize what we talk about here. There's a lot more, but this is just the first piece of information that the galactics want us to bring to you. So the first thing they said to me, and this was channeled, they said, this is the first point they wanted to share. If only you knew the power that water has and its benefits, you would prioritize it above all else in your lives. So these words were channeled, and so they said it to us a few times. They said, if only people on earth knew how important water is. You guys take so many things for granted. If only you knew. So we're going to give a few little tips from us, a few tips that we've picked up over the years. For all of you who are water experts, please comment. This is going to be a co-creation. We ask you all to comment so that we can all benefit from the information that we share in this video.
I would love to hear some of the comments.
Yes.
Because this is going to be like an information hive network.
I can't wait. And we have a very high vibrational soul family.
Absolutely.
There's so much gold in here.
Just so you know,
there's so much gold.
Recently a lot of you reached out. So water is definitely priority number one when it comes to physical health, and many of us are in a state of dehydration without even knowing it. So even if you're drinking enough water, there's so many things that we need to be aware about. So first of all, tap water is of course a no-no because it contains fluorides, toxins, pollutants, the metal fragments from the pipes, all sorts of things in most major metropolitan cities. So it's a no-no. Even if you go to a city and they say, oh yeah, we all drink tap water, it's fine. No, it's not fine.
Because you're avoiding fluoride, as he said, and fluoride that is commonly added to tap water as part of the matrix is added to clog our pineal gland. Many of you know that we live in a matrix and we're getting out of the matrix. And what that means is we're getting out of all the control structures and deceitful structures and lies that have been placed over humanity by figuring out what's good and what's not good for us. So fluoride specifically is added to tap water, just like, think of it as pesticides. A lot of pesticides are sprayed on crops. Why is organic produce so expensive? It's done on purpose to numb the population. So just like that fluoride, which is commonly found in all tap water, in fact, even when you go to buy high quality water,
yeah, even high quality bottled waters often contain fluoride, and they even declare it on the labels.
Yes, so fluoride clogs your pineal gland, and your pineal gland is the gateway to your connection, to your psychic senses, to your telepathy, to everything out there, to be everything beyond the veil. So first of all, no tap water.
Yeah, and even bottled water in many cases is just tap water branded in a plastic bottle. So be wary of that. The safest bet would be if you find a natural spring water source near your home in the country. And in the cities where it's hard to reach spring waters, there's many companies that you can subscribe to that'll deliver fresh spring water completely broken down in the cellular structure, the molecular structure. So I also wanted to shed light on the topic of structured water. So what is structured water? It's water that, when the water runs down a river or a stream, it's like supposed to be the freshest water. Why is that? Because the movement is constantly breaking apart the molecules of the water and keeping them in free motion, free range. What happens in our tap water, because it's standing in water, like in the middle of the city, there's a huge water reserve. So the water is just sitting there stagnant until it's distributed. So because of that and because of how many pollutants it contains, the molecules of the water clump up. So like they could be like one clump of 20,000 molecules or 40,000 or 100,000, and they literally become such huge clumps on the molecular level, which is not visible to the naked eye, that our cells cannot even ingest them. So our cells have a very low bandwidth for absorbing water molecules.
Which is why many times we find that we drink 11 glasses, 20 glasses of water and we're still thirsty.
Yeah.
It's because the quality of water is not pure. If you had pure water, he's going to talk about our favorite water, which we used to drink in Toronto in a second. But when we used to drink that, all we needed was 6 glasses and we felt so hydrated.
Yeah, our favorite, if you want to go like one level above spring water,
many levels above.
Many levels above this, the best that we have heard of, and again, this is like our current knowledge, and the technologies are changing so quickly that there could be a better version of water filtration system available. But our favorite is John Ellis. We'll put a picture up here for you briefly to see it, what it looks like. It's a bit on the pricey side, but if you can afford it, it's one of the best we've heard. And what this does, it produces deuterium depleted water by the process of reverse osmosis, and it filters the water hundreds of times until it completely breaks it down to its basic element H2O, and so much so that it even loses all the trace minerals in the water. So we recommend, if you use John Ellis water filtration system, you would have to add trace minerals back into your water, otherwise your bones will be depleted. So that's just our suggestion.
And with this particular company, we're not reps for the company, but we will share that what also made us go, really, we were very excited about it, is because we read up that there was this major banana manufacturing company where all their crops were dying. And when they bought this particular machine, they bought this particular water filtration system and started spraying it on their crop, on their bananas, all the bananas started getting really, really healthy and So these guys are the they're major clients of these guys, and we said, okay, if that happens, we should try it for sure. This came highly recommended to us.
Yeah.
So we used it in Toronto for over a year, and we felt like
Ascension energies.
Absolutely. So we really felt good, but we haven't had it since we moved to Costa Rica. So right now we're just drinking
just relying on like spring water,
regular
as much
spring
as possible.
water. Yes.
Yeah.
Which is why if any of you know of a system where we can get something to go dispose, what do you call it? Like a light,
like a portable
one with magnets or whatever. Let us know, because we are on the lookout for something more compact until we can get our hands again on John Ellis or something else.
Yeah, you want to tell them about chlorophyll in the water?
Yes, so another thing we do, which we shared in the last video, is we add chlorophyll, a few drops. You don't need much, just buy chlorophyll. Here's a picture. You just get a few drops of chlorophyll, you add it in the water. Another highly recommended, this is like so old school, we've all done it at some point in our lives, is when you wake up in the morning, hot water, start your day with warm water or hot water with lemon, so clean, structured, filtered, spring, whatever kind of water you have, like the cleanest kind. You start your day with water, hot water with lemon and a little bit of honey. You have it, and you have 1 or 2 cups, and half an hour later you drink clean celery juice. Clean celery juice, pure celery juice, sorry. It's nothing else, no pineapples, nothing added to it. It's pure celery juice. You can make this either with a food juicer, or you can even chop up the celery and make it with a blender and then just sieve it, run it through a sieve. This is a magic juice, you guys, and we just had our first celery juice a few weeks ago, because we're a bit late to the game, but it's never too late. And literally, this is information I wish someone had given us 20 years ago, because we would have really been ahead of the curve. But it's never too late. It's never too late.
Millions of people are starting to join this trend of drinking celery juice in the morning, and it literally is being reported as reverse aging. All kinds of diseases are being melted away from the body. Your immune system stronger than ever. Even your skin is clearer and healthier. So it's highly recommended for everyone at whatever stage in life you were at.
And he mentioned chlorophyll. I have a note here that says even all night, like just have a jug of chlorophyll water by your side. You don't have to make it too green. Chlorophyll is actually delicious when you add it. Once you get used to drinking chlorophyll water, you don't want to go back to regular water.
Yeah.
So just leave a jug of chlorophyll water by your bedside and drink water all night. This is another message that came in actually yesterday. And we do this all the time. It's because at night our body is going through intense energy, intense upgrades these days. So a lot of the time we're already dehydrated, and our bodies cannot go 12 hours or 10 hours or 8 hours, depending on how long you sleep, without water. So every time you just wake up or you go to the washroom, or you are lightly sleeping, if you get a chance, you don't have to set an alarm to wake up, but if you happen to wake up, chug down that water. I used to resist doing all this because I didn't want to wake up and go to the washroom. On this ascension journey, I've literally retrained myself on everything, and water being the major one. That was actually a huge lesson for me. I used to drink very, sometimes I wouldn't drink any water a day. So I went through extreme health conditions 4 years ago, when I, for the first time, realized, oh, I'm supposed to be drinking more water. Like literally, I had that breakthrough 4 years ago, not 20 years ago, not 30 years ago, and I reversed all my chronic conditions by just adding more water.
So before we move on from the topic of water, one very important tip to mention here is about the pH level in water. And chlorophyll, as we mentioned, is a very good supplement. You just add a few drops to, if you have a 2-liter bottle, you just add like maybe 4 to 8 drops of the concentrated chlorophyll. Other products have their own variations, so you guys have to do your own research. And what it does is it raises the pH level in the water. So it makes the water more alkaline. And alkaline, as we all know, is the state your body wants to be in for optimal health and for your immune system to be strong to ward off all kinds of viruses and bacteria. So if you have on the other spectrum like very acidic water, which is like tap water, then that's going to deplete minerals from your bones, and it's going to shock your nervous system, and it's going to cause all kinds of diseases. So it weakens your body fully. So alkaline water is the way to go, and check.
An alkaline diet. Literally, our bodies are way too acidic because of how our environment treats us. Like back in the US, back in Canada, back in any city that's in the matrix, even the options of food that we eat, water that we drink, they're designed, the whole matrix has been designed with the single most purpose to numb us and dumb us. When you start moving away to places like Costa Rica, places like Mexico, the more awakened cities, you find more options for organic stores. You find more options for, like, you won't go and order like an unhealthy pizza with unhealthy cheese. Everything shifts. Like, you'll go and order a really gluten-free flour, like tapioca flour with jackfruit topping. Everything is different.
Salads,
it's all about salads and healthy, vibrant, organic food.
Raw, organic life.
Yes.
Food full of life.
And that's what's happening. When you're having all this, we're alkalizing our body again.
Exactly.
We're getting back into a state of health, optimal health that reverses aging, that fights disease.
Yeah.
So it's so important. Everything we do, and a lot of the tips that we're going to share, they're all about bringing the pH level of the body back to a state where the body is automatically in a healing state. Most of us, sadly, I'm going to say it super blunt, are not in a state where we're not in a state that's conducive for the body. We're in a state that's harmful for the body, as sad and unfortunate as that is, but it's not too late. Today, everything's going to shift, because once you get to know how, like, no one sat us down in school and taught us these things. So you guys, this is the day that all of this changes. Let's not wait for our bodies to really, really suffer anymore and crumble and deteriorate anymore. Let us not wait another 20 years or another 10 years to do what we can do right here today and fast forward in our ascension.
Absolutely. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the topic of grounding, which is critical in the field of optimal health. And grounding is basically when we connect with the earth's energy. It's ideal when we're barefoot and we're walking barefoot on grass or on the soil. And what happens is that we connect with the biomagnetic frequencies of earth, and they start charging us just the way you charge your phone. The earth's energy starts connecting with your nervous system. It starts connecting with it starts sending you chi life force through your body. And all your chakras are being healed. All of your body is absorbing minerals from the ground. So a lot of things are taking place on the physical as well as the etheric level. And it's our sense of renewed energy. So it gives you like your optimal energy, where you're always feeling charged and instead of like always feeling lazy.
Not only lazy, but really feeling down and depleted.
Depleted is the right word.
Before I started grounding, you guys, my life, literally my energy field was so different. I felt fatigued all the time. I felt in pain all the time. And then when I learned this technique of grounding and how important, it took me a few years, because many of you know, I didn't have an earth teacher. So we kind of took our time in getting all of these drilled into our heads. I never used to ground in the first few years of my spiritual practice. And it was tangibly different. I felt like I was running on carbon dioxide. I needed more oxygen. I didn't have enough energy. I felt fatigued. I felt like I had fibromyalgia, but now I have none of that. It's all about grounding, and grounding correctly. Yeah. Most people don't know how to ground because they think, it's grounding. Who knows?
Even people who've been grounding for 20 years, we find have never been doing it the right way.
Yes.
And we teach all of these details of the proper practice of grounding in our course, the Psychic Protection course, which we'll link here as well. And it is it's life altering. That's all I'm going to leave you with.
Absolutely. These courses, you guys, investing in yourselves, whether it's through this mystery school or other mystery schools, these are life altering. So I urge you to put yourselves first. We offer a lot of free content on YouTube, but we also offer some paid content in our mystery school. The Psychic Protection Masterclass was just the first one. We have a whole line of products coming out at different price points. But put yourself first, because this is life altering. It's okay to skip a vacation to do a course to empower yourself. I can't even sugarcoat it any more than that. And topic of grounding, people don't know how to ground. So there is a grounding meditation on this YouTube channel for those of you who don't want to do the course but just want to do a quick recap of grounding. But in the course we go as detailed, and after the course you're an expert. When it's not just grounding, there's so many different things that we cover in the course, but grounding is the basis, which is why it's point number 2. Yeah. It is so important. Before grounding, until your grounding cord from your root chakra isn't firmly tied in and locked into Earth's central 5D central crystalline grid, the diamond frequencies, the earth frequencies don't have a channel to come into you. And if you're not in sync, if you're not in alignment with the planet that you're occupying, you're out of alignment. You're in an imbalanced state.
You're going to be hovering above your body, and most light workers are like that. They're hovering above their body, but they're not fully connected. That's also one of the reasons why you're not able to manifest your ideas into physical reality, because you're ungrounded.
Correct.
So grounding helps with not only just like feeling better, but also helps you be more creative, focused, and bring it and harness this galactic energy that we're receiving and channel it into physical projects.
And get work done. We are very grounded, okay? And I find that being grounded has, in the past, I used to be so grounded and I used to be boring. I was serious. I was too proper. But so I thought, being grounded means all these things, being proper and serious all the time. But it's not that at all. Being grounded means having that connection and having all your self-defense protocols, going barefoot in water, in the ocean, in parks, in natures. We wear shoes all the time in these Western countries. It's important to take off our footwear. Sometimes, exactly. When I was in Italy, I was with a friend back then. She's no longer a friend, but we went barefoot. Like, we walked barefoot on the streets of Italy, and we kept absorbing all these high frequencies from Mother Earth. So for the simplest way to ground is to walk barefoot and go in the ocean and go in nature and all of that.
Yeah.
But we also want to go into all these products that you can buy.
Well, first of all, for people who are in cold countries who can't walk barefoot on the ground, a very good alternative is Epsom salt baths, because it contains so many minerals, especially magnesium, that the body needs. And we're usually in a state of being magnesium depleted. So Epsom salt baths are highly recommended, even in addition to grounding. So those also contain electrolytes that supercharge the body and strengthen our immune system. And there's also, you can add essential oils into the Epsom salt bath. And essential oils just change the game. There's so many different flavors, and they all have such subtle properties. So that's a whole new game. We won't go into it here. And there's another product called Earthing Canada. Earthing Canada is one product line of biomats that assist you in grounding. Do you want to talk about that?
No, you go for it.
Yeah. So these biomats are basically plugged into the wall, into the grounding socket of the wall. And they look like leather mats that you can buy in pillow format, or like a flat pad under your body that you can sleep on. Basically grounding you all night while you sleep, and it's connecting you with the Earth's energy, because the grounding socket is actually going into Earth. So it's a physical grounding product and very useful.
What were the magnetic soles we used to use?
Those are Nikken magnetic insoles.
Let's talk about that too.
That are also, I don't know the science of magnetics, but we recently came in contact with a biomagnetic practitioner, and we're just getting intrigued by all this. It's new for us, so all this information of how to heal your body by changing the magnetic, by altering the magnetic field of the body. So one particular product is the Nikken magnetic insoles, and what basically that does is it just has a few magnets strategically placed under your foot, and it's sending you certain vibration and changing your magnetic field and optimizing it for your perfected blueprint.
I think it's also working on the pH level of the cells. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm getting right now.
You may be right. I kind of agree with that.
I feel like it's constantly...
There's so many things happening on the multidimensional level in the etheric body that we're not fully aware of it, but with intuition we can connect the dots.
And all of these are coming in as top priority. These are not like, these are just options, accessories. These are all the basics.
And these magnetic insoles you can wear for 20 minutes tops a day, because they get to overload the body otherwise.
Yes. So I have a quick tip that I want to share with you. Back in the day when I wasn't properly grounded, I felt like a lot of this intense energy was getting stuck in my legs, in my thighs, in my calves, and it drove me nuts. Like, I had one half of the body, and then the bottom half was heavy all the time, very heavy, and I know many of you can relate. So of course there's grounding, there's grounding mats, there's so many things that you can do. You have to start running energy through your central column, open your chakras, and we talk about all of this in the psychic protection course to some extent. You open up your chakras and you let energy flow. You let energy flow through them, and you let the energy leave your body and go down to earth. So this is a very important thing. And now I have a personal tip that I just started doing one day. You take both your hands and you put them on the top of your leg, so around your thighs. And you basically close your eyes and you imagine you're running energy down from the top of your thighs, go slow all the way down to your knees, down to your ankles, to your calves, to your ankles, and down to your feet. And you place your two hands on your feet and you imagine this energy leaving you and going into earth. And you do it 3 times per leg. So all you're doing is you're holding your leg and running the energy down so it doesn't get stuck in your legs. Why is it getting stuck in your legs? Because you're not drinking enough water, you're not properly grounded, you're not taking care of your shielding process, and you're not properly shielded. All these crazy energies are bombarding you and you're just going about life. Think about it, X-rays, Wi-Fi's, microwave rays, there's so many invisible rays constantly bombarding us, and you're going about your lives, we're going about our lives thinking, oh, we can't see them, so there's nothing here. They're as visible as this,
and cell phone towers.
They're as tangible as this pen that I'm holding. They're all around us. So it's very important for us to have a proper shielding care, grounding protocol. These are all spiritual protocols that are mandatory at this point. So take your spiritual game to the next level, you guys. There's no time to fool around. The energies on earth are only getting more intense, and it's time for us to really whip our asses back to shape.
And next we wanted to go into movement, which is like the actual movement of the body physically. But what it's also doing is it's energetically breaking up all the packets of dense energy that are stuck within your body. So we talk about this all the time in our videos, how your emotions get trapped in your body, and so many childhood traumas, past life traumas, and these all show up as aches and pains and pockets of like dense energy that seems stuck, and it's just hard to move your body. So yoga, tai chi, movement, swimming, walking barefoot, dancing, like
jumping jacks.
Yeah, all going to the gym, all kinds of movement is good for you.
And guys, I'll say it to you in a different way as well, because this is so important. Everybody uses the M word, movement. But what is movement really? Like for us laptop entrepreneurs who are working on our laptop all day, or we're stuck in or let's say you're still in your 8 to 5 job. I hope most of you will eventually transition out of your 8 to 5 jobs unless they are jobs that they light up your soul. There's so much out there. There's no lack in this world. We used to be 8 to 5ers, and now we're living our dream life. We work for ourselves, we work for the office of Christ, and we do what we love.
Doing what you love to do is also very good for your health.
Yes.
Because it raises your spirits.
Yes, because you're always in a state of creation. So
and
movement,
it doesn't feel like work anymore.
Yes, and guys, take this very seriously about movement. What happens? Trust me, I know. All these things I'm sharing with you, I have overcome myself, which is why, very sadly, trust me, I know. When it comes to movement, I used to own a cafe back in Toronto. For those of you who lived in Toronto, Cafe Dimitri, it's a super famous dessert cafe. And I remember when I bought it, the ex-owner said to me, I gained 60 pounds being an owner. And I'm like, I'm not going to gain any weight and whatnot. So I gained about 20 pounds. And not only did I gain 20 pounds, but my body went completely out of harmony and completely out of balance. I stopped going to the gym. I stopped prioritizing myself. I barely drank any water. I was so in that excited energy of running a business, making money, and really like converting making sure every year the sales are more, and all the stupid things we do in 3D. That was my focus, and my health was the least of my focus. And honestly, what happened is energy started getting stuck in my body at a chronic level. And so really it took me about 4 to 5 years, because literally my awakening was mixed with all this healing. all of this healing of stretching again. I went through chronic pain in my hips, chronic pain in my back, fibromyalgia symptoms. Like, I've really healed from the inside out, and my healing journey is not done yet. This is just the beginning. So movement is a huge one. Even if you just get up and do jumping jacks, and do it 3-4 times a day. You don't have to do movement once a day. 3-4 times a day. Jump, shake, do qigong, move it off.
Dumbbells at home, and we follow some YouTube channels that just give you this workout with dumbbells that you can do at home. So there's really no excuse. Like, I don't have money for the gym.
Yes.
Dumbbell costs like $30.
Yes.
So basically, if you're finding resistance to going to the gym, the best tip I can give you is forget that you need to go to the gym. Connect with your heart and see what you want to do. What does your body feel like doing? It may not be going to the gym. It may be swimming. It may be dancing.
Zumba.
It may be running. It may be anything, Tai Chi.
Yes.
So ask your body and it'll guide you. It has its own intelligence. When
so
we
doing
become too
what
mechanical,
you love,
we get stuck.
Exactly. So doing what you love versus what you think you have to.
Correct.
If you say, oh my God, I have to do yoga 3 times a week to stay in shape or to be, stretched out, then your body will match that vibration you're sending out. Instead, you may just do yoga once a week, but you may do Zumba another day. Another day you might go for a walk. Another day you might go to the ocean. Every day is a different day, but bring movement back into your lives 3 to 4 to 5 times a day, not just once in the morning, not just once at night. Hope that helps you guys. And of course, in addition to movement, we recommend that you invest in a regular practice of energy work as well as body work. So energy work can be energy healing. If you know Reiki healers, and invest in yourself, please. This is so important. If you know, and I'm not saying Reiki is the only kind of energy healing. In fact,
there's so many modalities out there.
So many modalities. There's quantum healing. There's
chakra
biomagnetic. Yes, I recently had a biomagnetic session. It was fantastic. So did he. Chakra recalibration. These are all very basic sessions. Anyone who has energy running through them can do it for you. In fact, many of you are already capable of doing this for each other. So many of you watching, I know, are couples. Many of you watching, you may have a friend that's awakened. Just say to them, hey, let's meet and let's set the intention to run energy through each other. Run Christ consciousness energy. Every single one of you has this power. And all it means is for you to schedule play dates, like in the olden days, like in the younger days, schedule healing dates. You start off by meditating, and all you do is one person lies down for, let's say, an hour or half an hour to completely receive, and you're holding space for them. You play meditative music, you hold their head, and you send them energy through their crown. You send them energy through their throat. Just
visualize the white light.
Through each of their chakras, and just visualize, as Siman said, white light going into each of these chakras. And even if you're not a Reiki healer or a Reiki master, every single one of us at different degrees has the capability to do all of this. Yeah. Okay? So all options, all budgets are available. You can see a healer that charges you $1,000 an hour, or you can just do it by yourself at home. But all of this is so important to run energy and to keep up with the energy of the planet. I also know a lot of you have said that in Sedona, there's the Tachyon Chambers.
Yeah, exactly.
Highly recommended. The few people that went were very, very happy. I don't know which location. There's 2. And
actually, there's many around the States.
Yeah, so look up Tachyon. I know there's a couple, but they are highly recommended. Really, really get into the energetic aspect of it, which we just covered, and also the physical aspect, which is the massages and the acupuncture and the cupping and what else, like shiatsu massage, Thai yoga massage. This is the biggest investment you can make in yourselves.
And in addition to that, I also wanted to mention I've had a lot of good experience with using Tesla violet ray therapy. And it's basically a wand. It is technology that's been around for many decades. It was just suppressed by the FDA and never approved because of its amazing health benefits. And Tesla is said to have healed a broken leg, his own broken leg, with using just the Tesla violet ray in his hotel room when he was all alone. So it can do wonders for you. I've personally used it a lot, and what I feel happening is within my body, it sends these electric violet rays, and it reinvigorates your cells. So it just adds this chi life force energy back into your body, and that level of chi is not readily available on Earth, especially in dense city areas because we're disconnected from nature. So it reinvigorates all your cells with this vital chi life force, and it's also a higher etheric force. It's not just the physical chi energy. It's a higher etheric force that is also adding many spiritual benefits to realigning your chakras and your energy field.
And also for pain. I remember using that for pain,
for sure.
for back pain, for spinal alignment. It's a miracle tool. So I highly recommend that. All of these tools are back home in Toronto. We can't wait to get our new tools.
And for pain management, this tool from Dr. Ho, which contains electrodes and can be applied on your skin.
Siman's favorite
tool. If you suffer from chronic pain, this thing can do wonders. It's like getting an internal muscular massage as the electrodes are vibrating on your sore areas. Also, Ionic foot detoxes. They're highly beneficial for, so they're basically this technology where you put your foot in a container, fill it up with water, add some sea salt, and then you put this negative ion generator into the water, and it tends to suck out all of your pollutants and heavy metals from the pores of your skin.
Even candida and stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
The first 4, 5, or 6 sessions, or even up to 12 sessions that you have, you'll literally see the water becoming like goo. It goes from white to black. And
at the end of it, it goes back to clear. Like after 4 or 5 sessions.
After your detox most of your body, you'll know because the water stays clear. So
that being said, you have to eat well, and that's where we're segueing into nutrition, diet, and detox. You have to eat well for all of this. You can't be going for food detoxes and then eating French fries and hamburgers.
Yeah. Exactly.
So let's go into nutrition, diet, and detox. So we have all been in such a state of inflammation for so long, most of us, most of humanity, I would say over 95%, that we don't even know what it means or what it feels like to completely heal from all these diseases that we have inside us. Even simple things like candida, things like muscle and joint pain. We are not old enough. We're not meant to have all these pains. You're so old, you're just aging. These are all myths. Every part of our healing journey starts, and I say start because I have gone through this. I've gone through the ringer in the past few months. And right now, food, nutrition, diet, and detox. When I say diet, I don't mean dieting to lose weight and eating all the wrong foods. When I say diet, I mean nourishing my body with the right diet, with the right choice of foods. This is super important, okay? So this is, I would say, one of the most important sections of this whole video. A few years ago, Siman and I completely gave up. We feel like the two of us, we've done things in a very systematic process. We haven't one day said we're going raw vegan or we're going vegan or we're not doing this or we're not doing that. And we don't like any judgments on these things. We have no judgments if you're vegan or not. We're not vegan. We're not even vegetarian. So what we did was about 3-4 years ago, we completely gave up dairy. We used to love dairy. We used to love our chais every day. He'd have like 3 chais a day. So we really, he gave up his chai. Exactly. Chai is it's like a tradition in some cultures. So anyway, we love chai. We gave that up. We started drinking almond milk cappuccinos. A few weeks ago, we gave that up because cappuccinos, like even coffee, is really acidic. It's so acidic to your system. First thing in the morning, you wake up, you drink coffee. You're saying to your stomach, here's some poison, here's some poison. And guys, coffee drinkers, I know. We know,
so
we understand.
It's the hardest thing to give up, but...
And we're telling you, out of our own life.
We take a transitional approach where we just reduce it to like once or twice a week at the most, and just have it when we enjoy it. And also ask the barista to make it 1 shot or half a shot instead
espresso.
of 2 shots, which they ridiculously put sometimes.
Exactly. So simple things like that. Everything in balance. If you have to have a coffee, have it once a week or twice a week, especially if it's a cappuccino. Dairy, I would give up right away. And you guys are going to thank us. If you still have dairy, and what I mean by that is cow's milk, you guys are going to thank us for it a year later because you're going to feel so good. What happens when you drink milk or eat yogurt or
have cream or butter, all these dairy products? Exactly.
It congests your whole system. So it feels like you have a flu, but you don't have a flu from the outside, you have a flu on the inside. It congests your system, and trust me, this was hard for us to let go of, and now we love our almond milk tea. In fact, it's so exotic because we make fresh almond milk. Everything changes when you change your diet. So I would say, I would highly recommend give up dairy right away. No dairy. You can have oat milk, you can have almond milk, you can have, what else? Coconut milk. You can make fresh coconut milk. So there are some amazing alternatives. The Galactics are right now really stressing on our diets, and this is going to be shocking to some of you. Eggs are coming up as extremely toxic. Honestly, when Siman heard this, he's like, what am I going to eat? What am I going to eat on this planet? Literally everything.
Many of us who are vegetarian depend on eggs as a source of protein, but we recently found out how toxic they are and how many like pathogens are injected into all kinds of dairy, and it's just become poisonous for the body. So we just have to stop.
And even the animals like chickens and beef, all of this. So right now, if any of you is still eating pork is a no. We don't say no, everything. We're all about balance. We're all about like pacing ourselves. But when it comes to pork, I literally have an N.
Yeah, with that it's like drop it cold turkey, and also same goes for heavy meats like lamb, beef, chicken. These days the dairy industry is just infested with pathogens. They put arsenic in chicken just to make it look healthier in the grocery aisle, but arsenic is a poison. So you're basically putting all these poisons from the meat into the body, not to mention the state of fear that the animal is, not to mention the animal cruelty, which we're transitioning out of. So all of this needs to balance out in our diets.
And remember, if any of you is vegan and you're like, I told you so, or I told them so, please.
This is not about any
drop
judgments.
Yeah, this is
just about us harmonizing with our bodies.
Yes, and this is about us. And if someone has judgment and saying, we told you so, then the person who is not vegan will say to you, we told you so, that you have a lot of judgments. So drop your judgments about this and really help each other out. Because when someone comes from a stand of, oh, we're vegan, we're raw vegan, oh my God, I'm like, bye-bye. Because that energy...
That means you need to work on your ego.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But instead, if you say, I have dealt with my life and I have come the hard way, I have dealt with pain and inflammation and all this chicken and mutton and whatever, lamb, or I know some countries call it mutton, like India. All these delicacies that we used to love, they have to go. And Siman mentioned something very important about the vibration of fear in the animals. Animals, no matter what they say, I know some countries say halal and all of that. I have a friend who traveled the world for 3 years, and she did an intensive study. And she said no animals, even in halal, they are killed cruelly. They are raised cruelly. Like, I don't want to go into that, you guys, but really pace yourself on the chicken, pace yourself on beef, especially beef is a no-no. Like when I look at beef with my third eye right now, you don't want to know what I see. And I'm not going to water this down. Pork is a no.
Yeah.
When I look at the energetics of pork, I'm seeing poison. And I'm not saying this to scare you, but I'm saying this because I love you. Pork is a no. It's a very low vibrational animal. Even if you love pigs, I don't care. It's a very low vibrational animal. It's a very low consciousness.
Many diseases.
Yes, it's a low consciousness animal. So really start moving out of these dense meats to fish, to white fish. Even
red fish is to be avoided, like tuna, salmon, all of these red fish, and mostly fish that are raised in farms. They contain a lot of toxins because a lot of bacteria tend to grow in these farms, and they're not raised in fresh water. So we highly recommend staying away from high mercury fish that contains many toxins like salmon, tuna, and all
look
these
it up.
red
Look
meats.
it up. Look up what
and
other
go more
fish.
towards wild caught fish from the rivers. Those are as organic as you can possibly get, and they're becoming rare on planet Earth. So do your research. Don't buy those like frozen aisle fish. Those are just factory farmed fish and are complete no-no.
They have no life force in them. Literally, you bring something frozen.
Not only that, they contain so many toxins that you're basically putting poison into your body.
And I'm so sorry to break this to those of you like us who love fish, but even fish is not like, oh, it's a clean slate. It's not. Even fish is not something that we are being recommended right now to even eat more than once a week. I mean, no eggs, no coffee, no fish. We're literally like, okay, this is really getting serious.
Our fridge is getting empty.
And you know why this is getting serious? Because the energies on earth are not messing around. We're not, like unless you want to,
we have to shift to the next level.
and I don't want to end up in a
5D.
wheelchair. I don't want to end up like completely crippled because I'm not keeping up with the energy.
Yeah.
We need to keep up with the energy right now, or the energy is going to whip our ass. Honestly,
Exactly.
the energy is not going to hold
We're
back,
going
you
through
guys.
decades worth of evolution in like 1 year, so we have to keep up with it.
You asked for a fast forward ascension, you have it. But you know, all you need to do is have some discipline. Discipline is something I lacked so much of. I was I was more like a rebel. I hated discipline. I hate that word, but I had to go through a discipline initiation, because on your ascension path, if you don't have integrity, you have to go through the initiation of integrity. The same way, if you don't have discipline, you have to go through the initiation of discipline. Let's see, what else? No sugar. Oh my God, sugar is another big one.
Sugar is poison, basically. It directly attacks your immune system and it shuts your body down. So that's another no.
And it attacks your nervous system. This is why a lot of us have all these, like anxiety or depression. It's all the junk we eat. Sugar, what the galactics say to us, and this is like common knowledge, but maybe we're all still eating sugar. Like in our cappuccino, we still take 1 sugar. And even that, you know what the galactics say? At this point, EldoRa and Siman, in your ascension, you shouldn't be having any sugar. If you need to have agave or have something natural, have natural honey, even that in moderation, because when your body has too much sugar, Candida thrives in that environment, because you're going away from the alkaline state to the acidic state, and in that acidic state, Candida thrives. You start getting rashes, you start getting hives, you start looking older, your muscles hurt, your joints hurt, and you don't know why.
And you're just accumulating fat because the body is not metabolizing the sugar.
So you're like a toxin-filled body, and now sugar is coming up as a big one. And I think we already mentioned this about milk, cheese, yogurt, butter, cream.
Yeah.
Fat strains the digestive system. The fats in all of this, they're not easy for the body to metabolize. So this is putting a huge strain on the digestive system. So your body is really screaming out and begging you right now to completely change your habits before it's too late, because your body is your friend. And guys, once we harmonize our bodies, like once we bring balance to our physical body, because remember, we have 4 bodies. We have the physical body, the emotional body, the spiritual body, and the mental body. Many of you are strong in one body or the other. We need to be strong on all 4 bodies and master all 4 bodies to ascend. And that's what we teach in our mystery school. Everything is based on the 4 bodies. Everything is based on frequency. This is the basics that no one has taught us.
Yeah, and
so right now, just think of it as we're giving you a heads up, and 5 years from now, everyone's going to be talking about this. Like, this is what we need to do right now. And many of you watching are 16, 18, young 20s, late 20s. I am so envious that you guys are getting to have someone just reflect all of this to you in one shot, based on the mistakes that we made, so that you don't have to make them anymore.
Exactly. This is so important right now. And we're also getting the wake-up call to just focus on this as our highest priority above all else.
Gluten is another one, baby, if you want to cover that.
So when we eat bread, you have to be very aware of gluten. We came to find out that this is a toxin that does not work well for our bodies, and again, it shuts down the immune system, and it adds so many ill effects that attract disease towards us. So there's fortunately in health food stores, there's many options available for gluten-free bread. So you want to focus on those.
And also gluten-free pasta.
Gluten-free pastas.
And gluten-free pasta is delicious. Like our favorite is bamboo pasta that you get in the organic store. You can get bamboo pasta, lentil pasta, pea pasta.
Yeah,
quinoa
some of these
pasta
can be starchy like lentils, so be aware of your starch levels. You don't want to go too high on that either.
But it's important to start making these switches, because when you go to mainstream grocery stores, that's another thing. Tune into the vibration of the grocery store you're shopping in. Is it a high vibration store, or is it a low vibration store where everything's cheap but there's nothing healthy? Or is it like a high vibration where everything seems a bit expensive, but because it's organic, or there's more organic solutions? There's baked samosas versus fried samosas. You know what I mean? you will pay a little bit more. And deodorants, and we are not even covering cosmetics and all of that in this video.
There's a lot.
There is a lot. If you're using regular toothpaste, I'm just throwing that there, throw it out the window. Get fluoride-free natural toothpaste.
And because some people say even coconut oil is a very good way to clean your teeth.
I don't know about that. It might be, but you want a nice toothpaste. So yeah, get a minty tooth. There's a whole, right now, all of this is, I mean, we've been using this for 5 years now, but it's very popular. Like any store, any organic store you go, they're full of this. Deodorants, everything has to be natural and organic, even if it costs more.
Deodorants contain a lot of aluminum, so you want to stay away from the conventional deodorants.
What else are they? What else have we written down?
Cooking oils. It's very important to be aware of what cooking oils we use. Corn is like a poison because all the corn supply in the world has become GMO, and it's just not good for your body. So avoid corn at all costs.
Popcorn, any corn on the cob,
meal, any corn products, even corn oil, canola oil. All of these kind of oils are completely garbage. They're going to be
sunflower oil, vegetable oil, all of that.
They're going to become like toxins in your body. So as an alternative, what you can do is use
grapeseed oil.
Grapeseed oil, avocado oil.
Yes, grapeseed, avocado, and for some recipes you can even use sesame oil or coconut oil. We cook with avocado oil and grapeseed oil because they have a higher smoke point.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can actually cook in them. Some of you cook with olive oil. That's not recommended. Olive oil has a very low smoke point. It's only meant for, whether it's virgin or extra virgin or no matter what it is, olive oil is meant only to be tossed in salads. So really
it's not a good oil for cooking.
And think about it. Canola oil is like $2-3, right? Grapeseed oil for the same quantity will probably be $30-40, but it is worth it.
Your health is
worth it.
Either is that or your hospital bill.
Yes, that's why we're going at it so much from a mindset, because you can have 10 coaches talking to you about it, but you know what will really get to your heart? If we're in our heart and we're telling you we've been through all of this and we're telling you everything that we've gained through our life. We're not experts. In fact, we're late to the game. So this will create a mindset shift. And for those of you who've had a mindset shift after watching this, that is our intention with this video. We just want all of us to completely shift out of this density by treating our body the way it deserves to be treated, you guys.
Absolutely.
Kombucha, that's another thing. Probiotics, prebiotics, you can actually get the pills in your organic store. That helps the gut maintain positive flora. So highly recommend. We take two probiotics, prebiotics every day.
As well as psyllium husk for cleansing the gut with fiber. It's a really good colon cleanse.
I don't like to drink psyllium husk like in water because it makes me gag. So I take pills or anything to promote like fiber, green leafy vegetables. Like our diets now consist of 80% of greens and juices and salads and fruits.
Yeah, and you want to focus on fruits and basically raisins that are superfoods, like blueberries are superfoods and tiger nuts are superfoods and sunflower seeds, and there's so many other supplements as well, like activated charcoal, C60. These are all like they remove toxins from your body perpetually, and C60 is very good for
C60 is a huge one, you guys.
For building your immune system.
It's a highly recommended it. Like I would do we have C60 right now?
No, in our Costa Rica.
Okay, we have it in Costa Rica.
Right now.
Good. We actually got it on Amazon. That's something we highly recommend. We'll put it here. It's just C-60.
Yeah, absolutely. And Shilajit, add Shilajit. We'll put the link here. Add Shilajit to your morning tea. It has more than 90 different nutrients that are good for your body. It's one of the most potent superfoods on earth. So we're mentioning a lot of these things casually in the flow, but everything that we're mentioning is gold.
He's saying it so like I have Shilajit. I'm like, should I redo this message? Because this is so important.
Everything that we have mentioned here requires research and for you to dig deeper into in your own time to see all the benefits of it.
Yes, and Shilajit,
there's so much we want to cover for you.
Once you start having it, you start craving it. Like he's famous for, he'll go to a restaurant and he'll say, can I have 2 hot waters? Because he can't wait to have his
I know,
Shilajit.
it feels like food for my soul.
Yes, and it's a sap that you only get in the Himalayas, and we order it on Amazon, and we'll put the brand that we use
And
here.
in ancient times, the emperors used to give Shilajit only to their top generals. So it was a very rare substance that was very highly sought after.
What else? Kombucha. That's something that even I need to get more of, because what that does is it goes into your gut and it heals your gut because of all the what is it called, the flora. Turmeric is another
Anti-inflammatory.
yes, we bought turmeric pills, we bought Ayurvedic pills a couple days ago. We're having a lot of turmeric shots, turmeric smoothies, so that's it's a very anti-inflammatory spice. Alcohol, let's talk about alcohol. Right now, the message is to minimize alcohol. If you have to drink once a week at most, that's the rate we're at right now, only because what we're being shown is alcohol dries your internal tract. It does so many things, but it's drying you out from the inside.
It's dehydrating your body, basically.
Yes, it's dehydrating your body, and it's working against your healing with the energies that you're being hit with.
And many of the alcohols, like wine, are acidic, so they put your body in a non-healthy state automatically. Red wine, I've heard from some sources that it's good to have red wine once a week or once in a while.
Vibrationally, I agree with that.
For your cardiovascular system. So look into that, do your own research and see what resonates.
Yeah. When I think about red wine, I would even do two glasses a week, no problem. But I'm talking about alcohol. Just having like vodka or any of that stuff is really not aligning with our system anymore. And this is coming in as guidance right now to completely change the way you look at life. Like when you're going out for dinner, instead of saying, hey, let's go get pasta, stop yourself and say, okay, I'm reprogramming myself. I'm not gonna just go get pasta. I'm not just gonna go get Chinese. I'm not just gonna go get pizza. I'm gonna stop and I'm going to do some work. It's gonna take a bit of work. I'm going to reorient myself with what organic store is in my city. Who sells juices? Who sells bowls, quinoa bowls? Who sells zucchini spiral bowls? And all of a sudden you'll be like, okay, I didn't even know this world existed. Your whole world will shift. And this is where we are right now, 5 years later. Right now, we've completely changed the way we eat. Like we won't have fried falafels because they're fried in some horrible canola oil in some restaurant, 10 times. This is toxic. MSG, soy sauce. We haven't even gone
sodium, there. So many toxins.
Oh my goodness. MSG condiments. We wrote down a few here. Soy sauce, MSG, cornstarch, gelatin, soup cubes, bouillon cubes. MSG kills brain cells. MSG is actually coming up as a super, like pork.
And most restaurants use MSG, so always ask your server about the ingredients.
And the natural flavors. There's a lot of natural flavors that you can use. You can use garlic, lemon.
Like herbs like marjoram, sage.
Parsley.
There's so many natural alternatives to all of this. So
like when he makes salads, he mixes honey, garlic, lemon and olive oil, and it makes such an amazing dressing with some walnuts and pecans. It's so good.
Avoid Splenda and artificial sweeteners at all costs because they're cancer-causing agents. Aspartame, Splenda. I'm not going to go into a comprehensive list, but you want to make sure you use natural sweeteners like monk fruit that are good for you, or agave is good for you.
Monk fruit is one that we've been using off late. It's MONK fruit. Monk fruit sweetener. You need to use a lot to get the taste that you want, but eventually you'll just stop using it. You'll start getting used to less sugar in your tea or whatever.
And right now it's also very important to go over the topic of superfoods because that is a whole ball game in itself. And I've spent many years researching a lot of different products. Some have worked, others haven't, and it's your own personal journey as well. So I wanted to share some of my favorite superfoods for Ascension here, and I know many of you have been asking for this information for so long, so we bunched it up with all the physical body to make it even better for you guys. So the most important top on my list is Shilajit, which I already mentioned, so I won't go into more details. You can look up the benefits. But if I travel and if I had to take one thing with me, I would take Shilajit because it contains so many things. So it's worth mentioning again.
And you need very little. Literally,
you need very little, like a speck.
Like think of
like
the tip of this pen, and I'm not saying dip the pen, but let's say you dip something really like a straw, not a straw, what can I say? Like you just dip something like a stick, a stir stick, and you literally take a little bit and you put it in water. And I usually put a bit of lemon and honey, but you don't need it. You can drink it straight, hot water, and it's delicious.
Absolutely. So Shilajit is a natural staple for us, and it becomes addictive kind of to your body because your body craves the nutrition from it. So addictive in a good way. And also, it's important to know that our body contains many heavy metals because we've been eating fish, we've been drinking water from the tap sometimes. So a lot of heavy metals come into our diet. And the most important way to detox your body from heavy metals is activated charcoal. Activated charcoal is your go-to for so many things. In addition to heavy metal detoxes, it basically sucks out all the toxins from your body. So think of activated charcoal, it comes in capsules or powder form. So imagine you're taking a capsule of the activated charcoal. When the particles are going into your body, they basically become like sponge or magnets for everything that is toxic. And so imagine how powerful that is for your body too. It's almost like you're doing those negative ion foot detoxes that are pulling out the toxins from your feet. But because we can't do that every day, just pop one of these activated charcoal pills and it'll do the job for you. And of course, this is not to give us an excuse to still eat bad. We have to make all the healthy choices to make sure we're eating a clean diet. But even with the best effort, our diet tends to have toxins one way or another in today's world. So we have to be super aware of these things.
You have to stay on top of it.
Zeolite is another alternative. I use both zeolite and activated charcoal for heavy metal detoxes. And what I do is zeolite is basically like a volcanic ash that is only found in specific areas of the world. And it is a super potent powder that sucks out all these heavy metals from your body, similar to activated charcoal, but it has different properties and it's extremely powerful. So you want to add like a speck of that or like a tip of a teaspoon. I'm not going to give you exact proportions. Do your own research. But we just add it to our daily water and it just goes down like invisible.
There's no taste.
There's no taste. So usually we have chlorophyll in our water, a few drops. We have zeolite in our water, and our water is already like structured water, so it's very powerful. And also we put intentions in our water. I was going to say that for sure. That came naturally.
Yes.
You say.
Okay, so putting intentions in your water. So literally imagine you're drinking water, and before you drink it, you say, I bless and infuse this water with the highest vibration of source.
Yes.
I love you, water. I love you. I love you. And then you drink it.
Absolutely. It changes the whole experience.
I promise it's water, not wine. And it changes the whole experience. And that's why a lot of people use the words love. And like when you have a water cooler, you can stick words like love and bliss and joy and healing and all of that on it. Because these words are actually vibrating. They have an energy. Like science has actually proven that the word hate has an energy that's very low. It's a low vibration. Just the word. When you say hate, it's scientifically proven that this registers as a very low vibration, disease-causing energy. And then when you say love, it's a high vibration, healing energy. So infuse your food, even when you eat. Like we always bless our food. Anything that comes in our we
say prayers for the whole world with our food. We say, may every bite we eat represent nourishment and abundance for all the people of this world. And just think of how powerful that prayer is, that while you're eating, you're blessing the entire world.
Yes. And all of this works. This is energy work. This is what we came here to do. Like as we go ahead with these ascension energies, we need to get our asses in shape. And that's why this video came in as a priority from the Galactics, because they said to us, a lot of people are really suffering with physical pains, aches, all kinds of things. In fact, a friend of mine who came to the retreat just messaged me a few days ago and she said, you know what, even she had a health scare, went to the hospital, got some tests done, and luckily she's okay. So many of us are in that state. We're getting health scares. And she said to me, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have apple cider vinegar because that's going to balance the pH. So guys, please share your comments. Share all your favorite tips, your tools, your tips, your nutrition tips. Yeah, why not? Your favorite smoothie recipes. Share all of that in the comments below because this is a community. And I don't think any other channel people read comments as much as they do this, because most people literally say to us, we read all the comments and we love this community. How many people have said that?
I know. We have like this love-filled bond with each other that no one can explain.
Exactly. So leave your comments because this is a community, and as you leave your comments, you're helping so many people, including us. Like there's a lot of things that we would love to hear from you and know from you on this topic.
And there's also one thing that helps to deal with these powerful ascension energies. And I found monoatomic gold and colloidal silver. They really help add the elements of these are gold and silver metallic elements, but they're made in a way that becomes easy for the body to ingest, and they increase the network of circuitry that allows your body to process these high frequency gamma energy waves that are coming in from the galactic central sun. So these really make your body more receptive to these high energies. So the reason that we have aches and pains in our body is because we don't have enough of these gold and silver elements. And when we ingest this as a superfood, they come in like this liquid form as drops, and you just take a few drops every day. And it just makes your body so much more conducive to receiving electrical energies and magnetic energies from the galactic center.
And when I have monoatomic gold, that's actually my favorite one out of all the ones he mentioned. That's my favorite. I love its taste. It's just white liquid. There's no taste as such, but when I drink it, for him, Shilajit is his favorite. For me, it's the monoatomic gold. It literally makes my head feel clear.
Yeah, because it also opens up your third eye,
Yes.
so your inner vision also becomes clear. That's why you feel like everything's lighting up inside, and it's like you're becoming supercharged in your most positive state.
Yes.
So yeah.
What else? We've got bee pollen.
Bee pollen is a very good supplement. It raises
it.
your immunity, helps you fight diseases. And spirulina and chlorella, very, very important. They're just super detoxing foods.
You get them in tablets.
Yeah, you can get them in pills or powder to add to your smoothie, and that's something you should be having every day. It's just going to raise your body's frequencies and always put you in a state of detox. There's so much more. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So we encourage everyone to do their own research. Pick up medical medium books and go deep into it, because this is a never-ending story.
Medical Medium is an expert on these topics. Back in Toronto, we had such thick books. We had like 5 of them, and I never got to read them. And now's when my heart's craving this information and all of that, and all my books are in Toronto. So one day I hopefully get back all my books and order more of this.
And because we're in this transition stage where we're traveling, we're not able to have all the things that were part of our normal regimen. So we're still grasping for resources.
Yes.
But one thing we're going to start right away after going to Costa Rica is start drinking celery juice in the morning.
Yes, that's our new intention.
We had
like
one today.
every
It's not
day.
even that bad. It's
Yes.
like it goes down very easy, and the health benefits, like the medical medium website, when I went there, it has one tab for homepage, one for products, one whole tab for celery juice. So
That's how important it is.
that's how important it is.
Amazing, you guys.
So can't wait to start.
Siman's been
reversing.
wanting to talk about superfoods and everything for so
I
long.
know.
It just never happened. And then yesterday, the Galactics don't come in this strong with a message usually. And they're like physical body. Right now, humanity is getting whipped. That's actually what they told us. They said humanity is getting whipped. People are really losing hope because of how their physical bodies are getting whipped. And right now, this is an urgent message. Like about everything else that you guys have in mind, we would love
We're in
it.
a frequency war right now, to be
Yes.
honest. So we have to be very
Yes.
aware of keeping our bodies in good shape.
Yes, it's all, and honestly, we found that the more harmonized our bodies are, the more clairvoyant, the more clairsentient, the more clear we are. The body is really the portal to everything else.
Exactly.
We feel like, we'll just ignore the body and we'll do everything else. But you know what happens, you guys? You run into a corner at some point. At some point, you run into a corner and you're like, oops, I can't run anywhere else. I can't hide anywhere else. And then it hits you in its face.
Yeah.
Instead, we're saying take a proactive approach and start Ayurvedic foods like khichdi. I can't wait to go back to Costa Rica and make some healthy khichdi with brown rice and stuff and turmeric. There are so many, like I want to go back, and my passion is going to be opening up like Ayurvedic cooking back when I get back, and it's all going to be about healing the gut, because I'm being shown that my higher self is literally the higher level of my higher self, and Siman's higher self is literally ready to merge with us, and we just need to get our physical body. Everywhere else we're flying. In all the other bodies, mental, emotional, and spiritual, we're flying. And the higher self is saying, your physical bodies cannot handle me. That's how big my energy is. So this is really very exciting for us, because we're being told that we're walking through a portal. As we work on our physical body and healing our gut, we're being told we're walking through a portal, and it's going to be very visible as we walk through this portal, because our higher selves will just come online. So you guys let us know, like in 2 months, I think you'll see it. Our guides are saying it's going to be so clear, and the key is your physical body. I love you, my friends. Take care.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and we send you all of our love.
Bye, you guys.